Hi guys. Okay, so in today's lesson we're going to learn about river transportation and the mature stage and some of the features that we find in the mature stage. Before I continue, just remember to check out our website www.examrevision.ie, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/examrevision, follow us on Twitter or follow us on Instagram. So a quick little recap of what we've done so far. We've looked at useful stage of rivers, and this is when loads of erosion takes place. Okay, so you mainly get erosion, and then we've looked at different features and landforms of erosion, and I've told you that you need to learn one. Okay, and the one you should learn is a waterfall, along with the 4 processes of erosion. Okay, so that's really important that you know these, and that is really all you need for the youthful stage. Okay, so we're finished with the youthful stage, and the next part we're going to look at is the mature stage. So in the mature stage, this is the second stage of the river's journey as it's flowing down its course. Because there's been loads of erosion in the youthful stage, the river's erosion has broke off loads of particles of rock, and now this is being carried along by the river, and this is known as its load. And in the mature stage, there's a lot of transportation. So in the mature stage, there's a lot of transportation, and we're going to look at 4 main ways in which a river transports its load. So one of the ways in which transportation of its load along the river happens is by rolling. And this is when large stones are usually rolled along the bed of the river. Okay, now they're usually the bigger stones because they're heavier, and that is why they're just like rolled along the course of the river. Okay, so just put that there. And we have the second way is by bouncing. Okay, and this is when you have the smaller pebbles, and they simply just bounce up along the bed of the river. The third way is through suspension, and this is when the light material, like sand and silt, kind of just float along the water, okay, as the river carries it down. It's a light material like sand, silt, and it's not pebbles, not large rocks, just the sand and silt, and it's just carried along the water in the river. And the last one is solution. And solution is when dissolved material is carried along the course of the river, okay, and in the mature stage, we get many features and landforms that are formed just like in the youthful stage that we learned about before. Some of the features that you find in the mature stage are wide river valleys, meanders, and floodplains. You have to learn one, and the one that I suggest that you learn off well is meanders. Okay, so you've got wide river valley, meanders, and floodplain. I would learn one, and the one that I would learn is meanders. So we're going to learn off meanders in good detail, but we still should know what a wider valley is, okay? And what do we mean by the wider valley is simply the valley is much more gently sloped, okay? It's much flatter, not as steep as it was in the youthful stage, and the slopes are much wider, okay? So that makes the whole valley, it means that the whole valley is much wider than it was before. Before it was very V-shaped, it was very narrow, but now it's got a wider valley. Meander. This is the one that we want to learn, and a meander forms in the mature stage of the river, okay? And what we get is we get some erosion and we get deposition. What happens is the river does be travelling along its path, and in the outside bend we get lots and lots of erosion. On the inside bend, we get deposition. So erosion means it's wearing away its material, and deposition means it's dumping its load. So what's actually happening is the river's flowing fastest on the outside. So what it does is it crashes in to the side of the banks. And through the process of hydraulic action, abrasion, attrition, it's causing the rocks and the particles to be eroded away. And this cuts into the bank and makes the bank wider. Whereas on the far side, deposition, because the water is flowing quite slow, it dumps a lot of its material, a lot of its load, because it can't carry it anymore. Because it hasn't got as, it's not flowing as fast, so it hasn't got as much power to actually carry and erode anymore. So it dumps off its load. As the river comes around the bend, across this side, it's on the outside bend, it's going to be flowing fastest. Erosion is going to take place here. So just like we had here, so you're going to get erosion here, and on the far side you're going to get, on the inside bend, you're going to get lots of deposition. Just like before, with the waterfall, I want you to pause this video, and in a few seconds I'm going to give you, take your time, I want you to try work out which label goes where. So just pause it now. Right, so I'm going to give the answers now. So if you haven't paused it and you would like to still pause it and try, please pause. If not, I'm going to give the answers in 3, 2, and 1. So here are the answers. You got the river cliff, that goes here. You have the undercutting, that goes here. You have the fastest velocity, and that goes here. You have the outer bend, and this goes all the way around to here. On this side, you have the slip-off slope. You've got the area of deposition, just here. And you've got the inner bend, just here. So I hope you all got them correct. If not, you can make your changes now and correct it.